Hello class 4. Today we are going to learn the second part of chapter 5 Motions of the Earth, and we are going to learn about revolution. Let us first try to understand what revolution means. The annual movement of the earth around the sun along a fixed path is called revolution. The fixed elliptical path along which the earth revolves is called its orbit. Now, as you can see in the picture, there is a yellow line around the sun. This line is the imaginary fixed path along which the earth moves or revolves around the sun. This path is called orbit. As you can see in the picture, the earth is already spinning around its axis, and while it is spinning, it will also move around the sun, and this circular movement around the sun is called revolution. The earth revolves along its orbit of approximately 965 million kilometer length at a speed of 29.6 kilometer per second. What does this mean? This means that the distance which the earth has to travel around the sun is almost 965 million kilometer long, and the speed at which it travels is about 30 kilometers per second. And how much time does it take? It takes 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes and 46 seconds, which is approximately 365 1/4 days to complete one full revolution. But for our sake, for our convenience, we do not use 1/4 day when we talk about a year. We say that one year has 365 days only, and we keep 1/4 day aside, and we keep adding that, and when the fourth year comes, we have already added 4 quarter. So when we add 4 quarter, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 and 1/4, we get one full day. So the extra quarter of a day which we get is added up to make a whole day in a period of 4 years. As a result, we have a year with 366 days every 4 years, and this year is called a leap year. And what happens to the extra day that we have gained? That is added to February, and as a result, February has 29 days in a leap year. So every 4th year we get one extra day which is added to February to make it having 29 days, and that year has 366 days. It is called a leap year. The year 2016 was a leap year, and again after 4 years this present year 2020 is also a leap year. Remember, we had 29 days in February. When will we have a leap year again? We'll be having a leap year again after 4 years, that is in 2024. Okay. Now, what are the effects of revolution? What happens as a result of revolution? There are two main effects of revolution. The first one is change of season. We have different seasons in a year because of the revolution of the earth, and again we have varying lengths of day and night throughout the year as a result of revolution again. So what does it mean? It means that throughout the year we do not have day and night of equal duration, 12 hours day and 12 hours night. No. During summer we have longer days and shorter nights, and during winter we have longer nights and shorter days. So this is because of revolution and the tilted axis of the earth. Now, before we move further, let us first revise this picture. This is very important for you to understand one or two things. I'll be very brief and you have to pay attention. The first thing that you have to see is one line written equator going right through the center of the earth, 0 degree. That equator divides our earth into two equal parts. The upper part, top part, is called northern hemisphere, and the down part is called southern hemisphere. The up tip of the northern hemisphere is called north pole. You can see NP written there. And down the tip of southern hemisphere is called SP. You have to remember only this much now. Rest of the things we will learn further. So the earth is divided into two equal hemispheres. Upper part is northern hemisphere and lower part is southern hemisphere, and we have the equator in the middle. This much you have to remember now. Let us now try to understand how seasons are caused. The entire year is divided into 4 seasons, mainly 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. It is based on the tilt of the earth's axis and revolution, which positions the places nearest or farthest from the sun. When earth comes nearer to the sun, it will be hotter. When it moves away from the sun, whichever part is away from the sun, it will be cooler. So the intensity of sun's energy received by any particular place during any particular time decides how cold or how hot weather it will be. Here you can see I have used a pencil and I have drawn the earth's axis. This is for you to understand the tilt. You can see the earth is tilted on its axis, and the axis I have drawn with a pencil. Can you see? Okay. Now you will see in each of the 4 drawings of the earth. Do we have 4 earth? No. These are 4 drawings of the earth placed at 4 important places to show how seasons are caused. So in the first picture you can see one written there, up. North pole is pointing away from the sun and south pole is very close to the sun. And this is the position where northern hemisphere has spring and southern hemisphere has autumn. Now we move, you can see the arrow made on the orbit. So following the arrow from position 1 we come to position 2. Now the earth has moved from first position to second position, and the northern hemisphere is now towards sun, and southern hemisphere is away from the sun, and south pole is totally away from the sun. It is in darkness, that you can see. So now we have summer in northern hemisphere and winter in southern hemisphere. When we move further to the third position, in this position north pole is towards the sun and south pole is away from the sun. And we have again in this position, in northern hemisphere we have autumn, and in southern hemisphere we have spring. We move further, the earth is still rotating, it is moving, it is circling the it is circling the sun, and now from third position we have moved to fourth position. In this position you can see the northern pole has again north pole has again moved away. It is very much away from the sun, it is almost hidden. North pole is getting no heat, so we have winter in northern hemisphere and we have summer in southern hemisphere, and this continues again from position 4 the earth will move to position 1, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, and 2 to 4. Like this the earth will keep revolving and the seasons will keep changing. And you also remember that whatever season we have in northern hemisphere, the opposite is in southern hemisphere. So both the hemisphere have the opposite season at the same time of the year. Understood? With this we come to the end of today's video tutorial. So we have learnt about both the motions of the earth, we have learnt about rotation, and we have learnt about revolution. We have also learnt the effects of these two motions. Keep learning, keep safe, and keep smiling till we meet again with the next tutorial.